This is the new core tackle Ozark rig right here. It's been out for, probably close to a year now, I guess, 9 months or a year. I had a chance to fish them this past fall, and guys, when you see the action that this puts on anything that you normally Texas rig, creature bait, worm, anything like that, it is unbelievable. And the Ozark rig, if you guys have been following stuff I've been doing on Core Tackle and you've been paying attention to Core Tackle, which is a company that Johnny Schultz and Matt Steffen started, a lot of the premise behind their products, like their hover rig and the Ozark rig, is you've got the weight evenly distributed down the shank of the hook here. And what this does, this creates a gliding and a spiraling action on any lure that you can't duplicate with any type of a jig head or Texas rig. If you put, say for example, some type of a fluke or little swim bait on just a traditional jig head, it just falls just like that. And like with the hover rig, instead of just falling like that, it spirals and circles on the way down. That's why that hover rig's so effective. And it's the same thing with the Ozark rig. When you pitch your worm or your Texas rig in there, instead of it just falling straight down, the Ozark rig, and I'm gonna show you how to rig it, it works different on two different bait styles. If you're using it on like some type of a creature bait, like this Zoom Z-Hog here, what it does, it causes the weight distribution, it causes it to make more of a horizontal glide down like that to the bottom. And it sort of, does a little spiraling at the same time. And then if you rig it on a worm, which I'm gonna show you, it causes the worm to undulate on the way down. So the fall of this bait, the look that it creates, the Ozark rig on the fall, is what generates so many strikes, in addition to once it hits the bottom. So I'm gonna show you guys how to rig it, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And that's one of the really big keys, guys, in fishing. It's like when you're talking about generating a strike from a bass, a lot of times that strike is generated through some type of a visual attractant on there. So when you have a lure that actually looks real or lifelike on the descent, a lot of times that bass will track that lure down and look at it real close, and finally once it gets to the bottom and it twitches, that's when they inhale it like that. But sometimes if it just drops like a rock in the water, there's nothing in nature that really drops like that. If you look at a crawdad, or if you look at a minnow or something like that, a crawdad always sort of like swims in a horizontal movement like that. And the same with minnows, they're moving around, they just don't go straight down. So that's why this Ozark rig and the hover rig technology is such a big deal. Okay, so let me show you how to rig the two different ones here. And guys, they got a bunch of different sizes. I'll link the Core Tackle the Core Tackle Ozark rig in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description.